evening, everybody. We're back tonight with some RFCL football. I'm Beaver in the booth tonight. First time in a long time. I think it's been since two national championships ago since I've called a game. So it's an honor to be back with everybody. Excited that the RFCL is back. We got a hell of a matchup tonight. We have Caleb, we got Wad at UCO. They got a lot of exciting things going on there. That's no doubt at all. I mean, yeah. It's week two at this point. Everybody's still learning a bunch about what's going on in the new RFCL. This is not the same game at all as we had last time. The jukes, the spins, everything that you see from the ball carriers themselves, they're it's incredibly exciting. On the other side, you have Cap, you have Jason. Both are incredibly big staples to the RFCL as well. Tonight's just a pretty classic RFCL matchup. We should see a lot of excitement all sides around. We should see a lot of innovation all sides around. So let's go on. We're going to jump on over to UCO and get these interviews started. All right, I'm here with Caleb and Wad. How are y'all doing today?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Good. Look, we're in week two of the RFCL now. Things are starting to move. They're going to move faster than we think they are week to week. What are y'all's initial thoughts after playing a week of RFCL and NCAA 26, or college football 26, I should say, compared to NCAA 14? What's been y'all's biggest observations to this change?
We still suck. No change because we had a big lead and we almost blew it like normal. So it's pretty similar, and for us,
Yeah, but you can say you suck, but when you have rings to back up your merit, I think you've done a pretty damn good job. But I'm gonna jump over to Wad. Wad, it seems like you like to really stay to your staples when it comes to play calling and all. What's been your biggest notices? Have there been any formations that you use a lot in NCAA 14 that going to this new gen just don't quite cut it out? Have there been any formations that's surprised you yet?
I feel like I've used the same stuff, to be honest. I just kind of went by the saying of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So we're just gonna keep rocking with it until it fails me. Split back for the win.
I think that's a pretty good spot to be in. And just run what you know and do it until it doesn't stop working. Well, best of luck tonight, boys. I'm gonna go jump on over to Western Carolina.
Yep.
Appreciate
Have a good one.
Of course. All right, gentlemen, how are we doing tonight?
We're doing fucking great, Beaver. How you doing?
Hey, we're doing fucking great over here too. I'm glad to have the excitement over here. A lot of enthusiasm over here at Western Carolina. Same things I asked Caleb and Watt. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot over y'all's way. So first thing that I'm talked to them about was, we're in week two of our RFCL now, so things are gonna start moving a lot faster. Than they have been. Games are gonna start happening every week, like planned. How are y'all adjusting to this big change from college football 26 when we used to play NCAA 14? And, back then we couldn't even have running backs juke. And now, our quarterbacks are running out the pocket and hitting spin moves.
I'm assuming this is a me question here, Jason. I'll take over from here. It's a little bit different. I think we're obviously taking a step in the right direction for obviously just the overall, just the game itself, that it comes a little bit more logical in some way, shape, or form. Are you going to get stupid shit from here and there? Of course you are. Is my wonderful quarterback never going to hit that slant route that's open every single time? Absolutely. And is he going to run out of the pocket? He is going to. But the amount of just grand plays that we've seen so far, even just in our last game here for Western Carolina, we're seeing some great plays, broken tackles, this, there, even on the opposing side. It's been pretty fun to see some highlight reel plays coming in. So it's pretty exciting so far.
All right. Well, that's a lot of enthusiasm right there that no one can look down on with a good brain on their head. Now, Jason, I'm going to ask you, this is definitely a different situation than what you were at in previous RFCLs. How do you feel being here at Western Carolina? How now that we're into week 2, we've had a game done. I mean, how do you feel about what's happened? How do you feel about the future?
It feels great. I'm moving the piano right now, so it feels great.
Does moving the piano feel great? Does playing the game feel great? Talk to me. Which one's the what's the greatness here?
Oh, all of it, all 20, 60 keys or whatever it is on this piano. It's great.
Hey, well, that's great to hear. Anyway, guys, we're gonna go ahead and jump over to the first half. Best of luck tonight, guys. Hope y'all kill it.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it, Beaver.
Thank you. All right, we're about to hop on over to tonight's game. We're just letting them get that popped up and ready. Let me make sure that I have what I need set for you guys so we can get that going. Apologize for the technical delays on that one. And it's going to be Western Carolina kicking off the ball. Still working to get this window up for you guys. All right. And here we go. Jumped into this game. Western Carolina took the kickoff off to a decent start. Little bit of connections coming from home base over to the field, but we're going to keep this working here. First down and 10. Actually, UCO gets the ball, or Western Carolina gets. What the hell's going on here? Okay, I just misread. That's my apologies. UCO ball. Lined up into split backs. Let's see what they start off with tonight. That's Wad Staple going with the behind the quarterback off tackle, and that's going to go for a first down. Looks like we are not in the proper view here, so I'm going to send a message out to the right people, make sure that they get in the right view. All right, lined up in the split backs again at UCO. Western Carolina coming out in the nickel front. We are having a little bit more delay here, but it's going to be a keep. Triple option, actually, with the juke to the outside. That not doing much, though, only picking up a yard for UCO. Seems like Western Carolina staying in that 3-3-5 nickel look right now, trying to combat the split backs, putting more backers, putting more defensive backs on the field. But let's see how this three-man front holds up against this continued run game we've been seeing. And we're going to drop back to pass on this one. And it's picked off at the 45. He's taking it down to the 35. Good pick there. Good interception. It's a hell of a start for WCU. UCO has a lot to answer from this. They have a lot to stop right here. We're going on at the UCO 34-yard line. Let's see how Western Carolina starts this off on offense. Limited space on the field. Should be an easy drive for them to at least get something on the board here. But this is the RFCL where just about anything can happen. So let's see what Western Carolina makes with this opportunity. All right, lined up on the 34. We're going out in the pistol look for the first play here. The motion seems like it causes a delay of game. They couldn't get the play off there in time. Not as many delay of games as we thought we would saw this week. We saw one just now from a pretty experienced guy. So let's see how this goes here. We're in the pistol look again. Looks like the offset trips with the wing as that inside slot. And it's going to be a dive up the middle with nothing going on there. 2nd and 16. And looks like there needs to be another view fix. I mean, in every sort of way you could have turned this capitalization into a mistake, they have so far. Western Carolina has to get a big play going here in these next couple plays, or just get something so they can at least knock themselves back in field goal range. We're here in the shotgun spread look right now. And we're dropping back for the pass here. Up the middle is incomplete. Looks like it could have gotten picked off. Looks like it could have gotten tipped back when that slant there. Many outcomes, but the ball falls to the ground. We're at 3rd and 16. Could UCO get out of this scenario with no points? Be a great way to start the game. If so, fixing that mistake off of that early pass. I mean, UCO, they have an offense that's going to keep the ball moving. Western Carolina, they need to show us that as well. It's 3rd and 16. We have it on their own 40, and we have 10 seconds left on the play clock. Time is running out for them again. The play clock showing to be a big issue so far tonight for Western Carolina. They got the snap off, dive up the middle, gets them the results, knocks them into field goal range, but we're at 4th and 4 now. We don't know if this is go for it range or if this is kick it range for Western Carolina. And it looks like they're just going to go with the conservative choice here and kick the field goal. UCO lining up in a pretty aggressive look here just to contain the field goal. And it's right down the middle. All right, so Western Carolina gets on the board off of the interception we thought could have brought them 6 from offense, but thankfully they're able to scrape out with 3 after that nice 13-yard inside zone run on 3rd down. And the kickoff's brought this time to the 20. And UCO is going to come out again, most likely in a split back look. If they come out in anything that's not split back to really start off a drive, I'm going to be surprised. And yet we see the 2 backs here split and they are offset. And looks like we have the pulling G there, 5-yard rush. Looks like a powder, some type of guard pull play. Anyway, enough to bring them down to the 5, keeps the ball moving. We're at 2nd and 5. No tight end here, so we're looking at the 20 personnel. And it's another run up the middle, this time not doing much for UCO. Keeps the ball in front of the sticks, but we're at 3rd and 4. And UCO is looking at a potential interception, then 3rd and out to start off their night. Lined up in the shotgun here, single back this time. And they get the first down. Don't do much more with it. Bring it to the 36-yard line. We're looking at center hash. If you're Western Carolina, what adjustments do you make so far from what you've seen? Right now, they've only seen really the inside run, a couple of pass plays, and that one option play. I mean, what they've been doing has relatively not worked the best besides one play, which is a pick play. I know it's quite early to say it, but if UCO just keeps driving the ball like this, that pick might be an outlier for an otherwise offensive showcase by the Bronchos. But anyway, they're bringing it up the middle, and that's going to be another 7-yard rush. UCO's really moving the ball at this point. Interception included, I mean, they just look like they're playing as the better moving team at this moment. Western Carolina drops back into zone, and it doesn't stop another first down. Just these quick hitters, runs up the middle. Pretty simple concepts that they're doing tonight, but it seems like they might not have to break from that. All right, we're dropping back here. Pass to the running back on the outside, and it's going to go either incomplete or they call it down at the line of scrimmage. Either way, we're looking at 2nd and 10, ball in the left hash here. All right, we're looking at the split back looks again. This time another slot with the 20 personnel, and they're sitting that back on the outside. However, a disastrous throw right there just hits the lineman's helmet. Looks like something straight out of a comedy sketch. RFCL is back. Anyway, to our viewers of the stream right now, how's everybody's night going? I don't see much talking going on in the chat. Let's engage some, guys. Let's talk. Ask me some questions. Anyway, we're dropping back. 10 looking to shotgun, and it's going to go to 4th and 10. Ball's on the 39. This is one of those spots where you can kick the field goal. probably make it still, um, and get yourself on the board. Or you could go for the coffin corner punt. Looks like UCO is just going for the field goal here. Let's see what they do with this. Thinking long and hard, just getting their aiming down right, making sure everything that they need to do is lined up. But they are running out of time as well. They got 8 seconds left for them to get their field goal the way they want it to. Down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it's a delay of game penalty. Looks like they were maybe looking to get the delay of game to get themselves a better angle, a better look on that punt. And Western Carolina does accept it, meaning that they might have just fell into the hands of what UCO wanted exactly. I'm going to be looking at this left corner for them to try putting it there. What do they do with it? And it goes right in that left corner. If they let it bounce, that could go to the end zone, and it does. It's a touchback. Very, very close. Very strategic by UCO, but not enough there. The Broncos kick a touchback. Western Carolina is up 3, getting the ball on the 20, 1st and 10. Let's see what they do here. And we're looking at another delay of game penalty. 2 delay of games and back-to-back downs on the 4th down from UCO and then on the 1st down from Western Carolina. Not a thing you see every single day. One of them, of course, was on purpose. This one a little less intentional. But we're going down to 10 seconds here. I mean, Western Carolina is not going to have the most amount of time to really make any adjustments pre-snap. They just need to get up there and run the play. And we're down to 5. Snap it there. It's an inside handoff. Able to get the ball back around the sticks. It's 2nd 11. Right now, I mean, Western Carolina's offensive identity has 4 plays behind it this game. There's really not much to be said besides, I mean, the run game's the only thing that's been keeping it moving. It's also has put them back a little bit on another drive, but anyway, we'll just keep going. We're in a shotgun here. 2 tight end look. It's a quarterback power. He's taking it outside. He runs right into his receiver. Look, as a football coach, I always think it's great to follow your blockers. However, I think he took it a little too literally there, had a lot of green, and just ran right up his guy's ass. You can't do that. That's how you create 3rd and 9 on your own 21 when it's time to capitalize. But we're in an empty quads look right here. What is Western Carolina going to run? We got someone going underneath, and we're going to throw it. Ooh, hits the guy. It looks like with a comeback a little bit right. Yep, that outside receiver was running that comeback. Hit him a little too far right. Lucky it didn't get picked off on the inside there, but we're punting. And it looks like it's going to get to about the 35, and they take it about 5 or 6 yards. Anyway, we're going up in the 0-3 here. More nickel out of Western Carolina. Less split backs out of UCO. We're going to see the 10 look here. No tight end, just a single running back. And he's bringing it outside. He has a good look there. He runs the guy over, and he brings it up for a 14, 15-yard carry. We have 1st down on the 43-yard line in Western Carolina territory. UCO didn't capitalize last time they crossed the field. Let's see what they do this time. And it's actually going to be on the 45, 44-yard line, not the 43. It's a handoff upside. Not much there from McCoy. Been hit or miss so far tonight. We just saw a big run by him. However, his legs are probably a little tired from running a guy literally the fuck over. Pardon my French. Anyway, we're going into 2nd and 10. We're in the spread look again. Major quality issues coming in from the camera crew tonight. Gonna have a stern talking to after that. But we can still see here, and we can still see that it's 1st and 10. UCO is in pretty good striking distance at this point. Western Carolina has looks like those are more connection issues there. But anyway, Western Carolina, they just haven't been able to stop much of what UCO has given them on the drive, but seems like once they get in this territory, something happens for UCO to lose the ball. And we're going to go with the play action look here on first down. Easy gain, keeps the ball moving, throws it to the tight end up the middle. And I should mention we are in the second quarter now. To everybody that has just got into stream, to everybody that hasn't saw the beginning part of the game. First drive, UCO threw a pick. Western Carolina capitalized with the field goal, and it's kind of been a little bit of a stalemate since then. Still a lot of football to be played tonight. We are at 3rd and 2. I mean, if you're Western Carolina, what's your thought process? Do you throw another D engine? Do you throw another linebacker? Do you throw both in and run the 4-4? I mean, that looks like what they're doing here. We have the I formation tight, actually more of a pro style by UCO there. They got the outside sweep, and that's just going to walk in for 6. Beautiful blocking on the outside. Probably my most favorite play in all of football is just a simple I formation toss. A lot of things you can do to get the ball moving with that. Not a lot of ways to stop it without selling out. It looks like UCO is just going to line up for a basic extra point here. The cat mounts, as I said, they haven't stopped much from UCO. It just they were getting some lucky plays on that 3rd and 2nd down. I think that interception was lucky. I mean, outside of that, we've seen a lot of just consistent 10 to 5-yard plays. Most people would say 5 to 10, but I wasn't thinking normally there. But anyway, the kickoff there should have been caught for a touchback. I mean, we're at the 16-yard line with an offense that really needs to move the ball tonight. And hopefully for Western Carolina, that's what we see at this point moving forward. We've had a couple 3-and-outs. We've had a couple of rough series on offense, but we also have seen some pretty good opportunities for them to score tonight. Anyway, we're going with the quarterback blast, and he's just going to get blown up right at the line of scrimmage. Looks like they give him a yard or two there, but I mean, we just didn't see much there from Isaac Lee. However, the run game is really the best way Western Carolina has moved the ball tonight. We haven't seen them do much in the pass game. I don't even know if we've seen them complete a pass. If they have, it hasn't been anything significant. But we see the trips tight end offset here, and it's going to be a now screen. And Western Carolina gets a lot of space. This could be 6. This could be the longest play from scrimmage all night, and it's going to be a touchdown. Western Carolina jumps right back in this game. Right when their offense was receiving doubts from the commentary team, they shut us up. They proved us wrong. It is going to be a 10-9 game following this extra point by Western Carolina. Lined up perfectly, splits the uprights, hits the all-state hands. Western Carolina lining up to kick after an explosive now screen on offense, taken to the house from looks like 82 yards back. We'll get confirmation on that number later today. And UCO brings it up to about their 20, basically what would have happened if they touched it back. But now we have some wear and tear added on with that. Anyway, it's a first down for UCO. We're going to see something out the gun. Whether that's single back, and it's split backs. So we have split backs, no tight end, looking at another 20 personnel, and looking at a triple option again, and crazy juke, crazy broken tackle brings us to the 2nd and 5. That was a play where I was about to call another tackle in the backfield or another not much from the option, and they're able to bring it up to about the 5, do a lot with a broken play. Another shifty move there by the back brings us down to the 3rd and 2. Looks like Ja'Cory Davis on the rush. Ja'Cory Davis, of course, filling in the major shoes of Nadir Green. We all know that he's the favorite player of one of our fellow coordinators in this league, Nismo. You can ask him all about him. He has some good videos regarding Mr. Green. Anyway, 3rd and 2, looking at the split backs here, we're seeing a 4-man front, looking like a 4-4 from Western Carolina. You look at the slot there, he's pretty wide open, but they're just going to take it up the middle, and he's not going to get it. It's going to be 4th and 1. The inside zone was brought heavily outside there. They're able to stop McCoy, and they're able to get the ball back. Western Carolina is turning around a lot from what we've seen so far. UCO has moved the ball, has not gotten the big plays they've wanted. Let's see what happens here. All right, we're going to bring it down to 1st and 10 now. Looking like it's on the 34-yard line. Yes, and we're on the 34-yard lines. We got the empty quads to the open side, and it's just going to be another quarterback blast, this time for a gain of 4 yards. We have 2nd and 6, ball on the 38. Let's see what Western Carolina does. We've seen a almost tale of two stories from their offense tonight, and it just depends on what chapter we're on with them. As it's 2nd and 6, they kept the ball moving on the first play. Seems like a little bit of time to get the play chosen this time, but we still have 21 seconds left on that play clock. That gives them enough time to get lined up and even make the adjustments that they need. Prepay look, we see a 3-man front from UCO, and they're going to hit another screen to the outside. This time going for another solid gain, looking like a gain of 20 there. Maybe 17, maybe 16 to 17. But anyway, QB keep. He gets taken down in the backfield. Made a bad read there. If you saw that, his give read was just running wide open in the field. No telling where that ball could have gotten. Orpheus, I think you're redundant. I don't want to hear that from you. I asked for engagement, and that's not the engagement that I want, Orpheus. Calling me redundant. You silly redundant boy. Anyway, we got the double wing look out of the pistol here. And we're bringing both those wings outside. 2 people wide open on the 30. Looks like they couldn't find out who was going to catch it. Ball just sails over their heads. It's going to be a 3rd and long here. Could have been another explosive play by Western Carolina. Could have kept showing us what that pass game can actually do. But again, it's been a tale of two stories with their offense tonight. Let's hope that we start seeing a little bit more consistency on either side. And we're going to pass it out here, and it's going to be picked off by UCO. UCO is going to be taking this back to the 30, 20, 10. Is he going to take it? He does. UCO throws a touchdown. Again, it has been a tale of two stories all night with the offense for Western Carolina. We see big plays. We see field goals. We also see interceptions. We also see 3-and-outs. There's going to be a lot of questions that they need to answer in the second half. As of right now, their offensive identity is screaming. UCO brings the pick 6 back. It's 14-10. Bronchos have the lead. All right. And it's going to be taken back by Western Carolina. And he just runs into the rush on the outside. You could look at that play there and simply see the wide open hole. And he just doesn't do anything with it. He slows himself down on the cut and just gets absorbed by 4 people on the UCO special teams. Anyway, we still got 3 minutes left in this half. Western Carolina has more than enough time to do something with the ball. However, that also leaves more than enough time for UCO to get the ball back and do something themselves. And they do get the snap ball, 4 seconds left on the game clock. And it's going to be a handoff down the middle. Seems like some major issues with the camera crew tonight, but we are at 1st and 10. Ball on the 34. Looks like they're running a mesh look here. And it's a 3-yard gain. 2:46 left on the game clock in the first half. 2nd and 7. Still enough time for Western Carolina. Definitely, have to play it a little bit more careful considering the facts of last drive, but they still have time too. You can't play scared all night, especially against an experienced coaching staff. That's how you get ran over. Anyway, we're here in the shotgun. We see a wing, we see a running back. Let's see what they give us here. This is usually a nice running set in the spread eye, but they're going to pass it. Seems like a pretty simple comeback, out route, something amongst that. Only gives them 6. Only gives them 1 yard. They still need 6 here on 3rd down, and they're going to run it down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left in this first half. I mean, no team is really looking like it's their game so far. Both teams have gotten pretty big plays on offense, big plays on defense. Both teams have moved the ball. Both teams have stopped moving the ball. It's just all over the place. I couldn't tell you how the rest of this game is going to go. And we're going to see the tight end in motion here. And we're going to see a sweep to the outside. What happens on the one-on-one? He's able to drive the defender upfield. We thought to the sticks, but it's only going to be a 4th and 1. If Western Carolina, in this position, you can go for it, keep the ball moving if you get it, and basically deny UCO another chance to get the ball. Or you give them the ball and you give it to them a little bit more downfield with the punt. But they're lining up here. They want to score with getting the ball back in the first half, and they are going to bring the quarterback blast up to 40, to the 35 with the slide. And we have a minute 30 left, closer to the 36 there, actually. But we're in the empty quads look. And we got an island on the outside. What's going to happen on this ISO here? And it's going to be the underneath route, going out of bounds, getting the clock stopped, 1st and 10. Ball is on the 25-26 yard line. We got another island on the left there. And looks like it's going to be brought upfield. And it's a big hit that the quarterback takes, holds on to the ball. Minute 3 left. Western Carolina still has time. They can really do what they want as they are in the driver's seat of this drive, and they get the ball back next half. This is a really important drive here, even if they just get 3 points on the board. You get the ball back, score and get 2, and now you got 7-point lead. It's a long game. Again, this is just the first half. And not much happening there. Keeping the ball moving, 3rd and 1 on the drag. 109 yards so far tonight by Lee, 5 for 9, 1 touchdown, also an interception, and that was a touchdown. So you want to say 2 touchdowns almost, but one of those were to another team. A little bit of time here by Western Carolina, just making sure they really are going to be able to run what they want to run here. In the wing slot over, if you notice on this play, there are no skills on that left side of the ball, meaning that weak side is only linemen. Um, I don't know the complete legalities of that formation. However, it is a formation, and it's something to just keep an eye out on. All right. And it seems like Western Carolina is just going to go with the field goal here. We have 6 seconds left. It's 4th and inches. Smart move by Western Carolina. Let's say they go for the shot here and leave a second left on the clock and the ball drops or something. It's still a turnover with it being 4th down. Just get the easy points here. Go into half in a good mood. It's 3 seconds left here on the clock for the first half. 3 seconds left here in the first half. Squib kick was fair caught. Looks like Okay, looks like we're gonna go for something here. I don't know if they're throwing a Hail Mary here. We have the prevent look by Western Carolina. Let's see what they happen. Quarterback drops back. It's a shotgun look with the trio on the outside, and he's just gonna sling it downfield, and it just falls incomplete. All right, a lot of drama here so far in the first half. I've been impressed by what I've seen on both sides of the ball. But we're going to go ahead, jump on over to Western Carolina and talk to them about everything going on this half. All right, Western Carolina, how are y'all feeling so far? I think that, and I've been saying it all night in commentary, y'all's offense has really been a tale of two stories tonight. On one hand, I mean, we've seen some really big explosive plays. And then on the other hand, I mean, we've also seen interceptions, we've seen three and outs, and we've seen some drive stall. Moving forward for the rest of the night, how do you keep the offense consistent? How do you keep, the ball rolling whenever y'all stalled tonight?
Just getting better situations.
Come again?
Get better situations and stay out of third and long.
I completely agree with you. Trappy, I mean, y'all have had a lot going on tonight in terms of what y'all have seen from UCO as well. A lot of the split backs, if not split backs, just a single back end shotgun. The one time they haven't done it, it's been an I form play, and it was a sweep for a touchdown. Wad is always going to have something that he's going to be pulling out of his bag of tricks. What do you see happening in the second half? How do you stay ahead of these plays like these tosses where you just have to sell out to really stop what they want to do?
Yeah, I mean, it just really comes to the point. Ooh, sorry, hold on. You're gonna really have to get to the point of guys just getting in the right spots, just based on alignment, just getting those guys from basically a 5 tech to a 9 or even a Y9 to keep the outside zones. That's where they really want to get the outside gap inside. So D linemen are going to have to keep those linebackers free here, so they can flow freely wherever they need to go. And yeah, I mean, we're getting a lot of run plays here, so that's a call for alerts for play action passes. So does Wad probably have some play action passes inside of his bag here? Can he go out 5 wide and go completely on the opposite end of the spectrum here to go ahead and get this offense going? Yes, he can. But obviously their game plan tonight is really establish this run game, get it rocking and rolling, because obviously the first few passes there, we get the first, an interception to really get the game rocking and rolling. So do I think the pass game is going to be there for them? I don't think so. But is the run game there for them? Absolutely. We got to find a way to stop it.
Sounds good, gentlemen. I'm going to go over and jump over to the Bronchos. Keep it rolling tonight. Best of luck for the second half.
Appreciate it.
All right, Caleb and Wad. A lot of what I've seen over at Western Carolina tonight too. I mean, it's been a kind of inconsistent game. Y'all been able to get the ball moving a lot. However, it seems like a lot of these drives have just either stalled. We had the interception to start the game off. How do we finish these drives off tonight? How do we keep the ball moving once we get to their side of the field, especially in their red zone?
It starts with your quarterback not being a complete and utter moron,
Real.
which, I don't know if we can fix that from our quarterback, but, we'll do our best. I don't know. We just obviously we're on defense here to start. We got to keep them off the board, and then we'll figure out offense when it gets there.
I mean,
I like how we run the ball, so I think probably going to keep doing that.
I think that's a good way of going about it. Sometimes what's broken is what works, or what's not broken is what works. Sorry, English is a little hard for me sometimes. Anyway, I mean, yeah, like tonight, whenever y'all's quarterback is your right tackle's head, it's definitely frustrating. It definitely stalls drives. Wad, what do you do in situations like that?
Cry. No, just gotta go back to the basics and call stuff that doesn't set him up for failure. So
I think that's a pretty reasonable thought process there. Anyway, gentlemen, I'm gonna go ahead and jump over, get this second half going. But anyway, best of luck for this second half. Hope to see a lot of good ball play from you guys, and go kill it.
Yep, yep.
Appreciate it.
Have a good one.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're here for the second half of this ball game. Seems like the kickoff already occurred. Ball is on the 17-yard line. Western Carolina is coming out with the ball after running the ball downfield, getting a field goal to end that second half. Barack, Orpheus, I really don't care. It's a tale of two stories. All right. Get a little bit of environment sound coming this second half. Nothing to not enhance the stream is always nice. That was actually redundant there, so you can call me that on that, Orf. Anyway, looks like we're getting better camera crew quality. Looks like we're getting better everything all around stream quality wise. We're going to be smooth sailing for this second half. We're in the I-form look here, and Western Carolina just gets blown up in their own backfield. Looks like Western Carolina just saw the simple handoff come in from a mile away. It's 3rd and 14, and a lot of what we saw in the beginning of the game from Western Carolina to start the second half. Got the bunch empty look here, and it's going to be a delay sit by that receiver on the outside. Looks like we got a little bit of breakup in stream quality there, but it's going to be a fallen incomplete pass. It's 4th and 11. Looks like he tried going ahead of the sticks there with some type of delay comeback or post sit. Wasn't much able to happen there. And UCO brings the ball up. They're going to start this half out in Catamount territory. It is on the 47-yard line. I think I said Catamount correctly. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong there, because y'all seem to like to correct me in chat tonight. Anyway, we're in another I-form look here. Let's see what we see out of him. It's going to be the fullback handoff. Looks like on the inside veer option. Just takes the simple give read. Keeps the ball moving. Bronchos looks like they're still going to stay out of this I formation look. Let's see what they do here. Western Carolina wasn't able to get the half started too well out of the I form. Let's see what let's see what the Bronchos do. Looks like they're going to be tossing it here, this time to the strong side. He cuts upfield, jukes outside. He has open space. He's bringing it to the 10. Gets stopped before the 10 at the 14, actually, but it's going to be a UCO first down in the Western Carolina red zone. They have an opportunity here, score, get a 2-point conversion, take this game 2 possessions ahead, and really put themselves in the driver's seat. And the play action's going to go to the 10-yard line for a 2nd and 7. Defense bit really hard on that play action. Ran a cover 3 concept on the play action, which is either going to leave you that flat open or is going to leave you that corner open if they bite on that flat. Just depends on how those outside backers / nickels, whoever they have guarding those flats to curls are. Anyway, let's see what's going on here. It's another split back look from UCO. They got to pass it or they got to run it. They pass it with the motion to the inside from the receiver, and it's going to be 3rd and 5. Ball inside the 10 now at the 7-yard line. UCO definitely has to, do something with this 3rd down because they are in kicking range. They can get the easy 3. However, to really put yourself in a position to have an easy rest of this game, this is not one of those drives where you just want 3. And it's going to be a touchdown up the middle on the slant route, wide open. Western Carolina didn't look prepared at all to stop a tight end looking receiver. I think that was a tight end to not catch an easy touchdown up the middle. Pretty big blunder there by the Catamount defense. Still time left on the clock. Still a 1-possession game due to UCO not taking the 2-point conversion there. And now, let's see what Western Carolina does. Definitely a disastrous start for the first half so far for them. You definitely don't want to get three and outed and giving up a touchdown on your first offensive and defensive series. However, there's still a lot of football left. 5 minutes left in the third quarter, to be exact, 5 minutes and a second. And let's see what they do here. They're going to be in the empty look here. They throw it up the middle, get a 7-yard gain, start to move the ball forward. Sometimes all you need is one play ahead of the sticks to get the momentum that you need. And let's see what if Western Carolina can capitalize on it. We currently have 10 concurrent viewers in the stream right now. Guys in chat, drop what questions y'all have. If y'all have a question for the commentary team, then throw it in the chat. Throw it in Beaver's mailbag. I'll be more than happy to open up that bag of mail for you guys. Anyway, we are here with a shotgun, looking like a spread offset look. Anyway, it's at 10 personnel here. Only a running back with a quarterback. And they're just running it down, bleeding the clock here on that play, and they bring it up. Looks like it's going to be a first down. It is. Just a nice sit at the line route, and that's all what they needed there to get them the first down. And as we get here to this next first down, it's going to be another 10 personnel look, this time with the trips, and it's going to be a keep. And it brings it up to a 5-yard gain. Definitely didn't look like he had all that space at the beginning of the play. Hit the hole aggressively, was able to make something happen out of it. Western Carolina staying in front of the sticks, and that's what they need to be doing to keep this ball rolling. Not let this drive stall out. And they throw the halfback screen. The screens have been there all night for them, and it's going to bring them up to the 48. I mean, if you're Western Carolina, when are you going to make the observation of, I'm seeing a lot of zone tonight, and it's just time for me to hit these inside zones and hit these screens? And I think that's what they're going to start doing. We see them go out and hurry up again. They're noticing the 3-3-5. They're noticing the 3 down linemen, and they're making the linebackers do the work right now. And for the most part, it's been putting them in a pretty damn good spot. Going long here, and it's going to be a quarter. Hits at the 7-yard line. Actually, they're going to call it down at the 8, but it's a first and goal for Western Carolina. Really turning around the momentum from the bad first couple series. Let's see what happens for the rest of this half. This is a time for Western Carolina to capitalize. We've seen them not take advantage of these opportunities before. Only time they've gotten 6 has been from an explosive 80-plus yard play. In the 1st and 10, and they do get blown up at their line of scrimmage, maybe a little bit too gain there. Yeah, they're going to give them a yard there. It's 2nd and goal on the 7-yard line. Again, we have to see it from Western Carolina to feel like this is going to be a touchdown drive. We've seen drives stall 7 yards out from 2nd down, from 3rd down. We've seen them be in the red zone and not take advantage. What are they going to do at this point? Actually, their other side of the field. This is their first time in the red zone tonight. And he does break the tackle. However, I mean, the rest of the defense is just going to have that hawk tackle mentality and surround the ball carrier. It's 3rd and 6 now. This is a time where you need to take advantage of what you have in front of you. I mean, we're at 1st and goal from the 7. We're now 3rd and goal from the 6. That's not going to help you win games, especially against a team like UCO that's pretty smartly coached and is going to stay ahead of the lead if you let them. We have the 11 personnel here, got a tight end, trips, and it's a hell of a play action. Goes to the outside, and he's just going to drop it. Those are the blunders you cannot make if you want to win this game tonight. I mean, that was just, he actually didn't drop it. It got tipped. The pass did get tipped. You can't blame it all on the receiver there. However, we're in a weird angle here. I mean, this also is not a guaranteed make. but they did get it in. It's going to be a 21-16 game. UCO with an opportunity to pull ahead with this lead, stick the dagger in. Because Western Carolina, they're putting all the pieces together. They're moving the ball. They've had explosive plays. They're definitely in the striking distance. UCO has to come up with some type of answer, even if it's just a field goal. You got to guarantee that UCO or WCU cannot get this ball in the next drive with an opportunity to take this lead. We're going to see the split backs out of UCO here. We've seen the option, we've seen the run, we've seen the pass, and the motion does indicate the option there. He pitches it outside, and he's going to have a lot of space, and he does cut inside. However, he gets taken down in the open field at the 45. Great start to the drive by UCO. Puts them in the driver's seat to end this first half the way they need to, or to end this third quarter the way they need to. Again, apologies with the blunders on the English language tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I am a native English speaker. However, I seem to struggle with the English language, apparently. And we're going to see motion by the slot here. Does it indicate anything? Nothing too much. And he does bounce the inside zone to the outside. Breaks a couple tackles there just to get blown up in his backfield still. Not the best blocking effort by the UCO line there. Just saw a lot of swarming by Western Carolina. However, great effort to keep the play alive. Great effort to do something with it. However, cost his team a yard in the effort as well. It's going to be 2nd and 12 here. Weasley back to pass. And it's going to be 3rd and 1. Looks like UCO is going to take this down into the 4th quarter. Ladies and gentlemen, stick your 4s up. We have 8 minutes left of RFCL football in tonight's game. We have 2 coaches that know the RFCL well, that are staples, and it's a 5-point game. Can Western Carolina get the ball back and get themselves in striking distance to get the lead? Is UCO just going to pull away here with this drive as they are at 3rd and 1 on their midfield? A lot of things can happen here with this play. We're seeing the 10 personnel here, and they're just going to hand it up the inside. However, he does get the forward momentum going. He is at 1st and 10. Spotted the ball on the 45. That play there gives UCO a lot of opportunities. Depending on what they're looking at, they could look at a PA pass. They're seeing a overload to the weak side, and they're just going to run the off tackle to the strong side. Receiver putting up a pancake out there. I don't know how many of you caught that, but that receiver literally just little bitched that cornerback there. This is definitely not how you want the 4th quarter to start if you're Western Carolina. And you're not making things easy for yourself at all whenever you're looking at 1st and 10 on your own 29-yard line. 5 points behind. We see another triple or split back look here, and it's just going to be an option pitch. The triple option is going to go to the 10, and he gets taken down right after that at the 8-yard line. UCO is doing what they need to do to move the ball now. Seems like they're going to take this out into the end zone, especially if the middle of the end zone just gets uncovered again for a tight end to walk towards a slant touchdown. However, we do see the split backs here with no tight end, so I'm curious as to what we're going to see here. It's another off-tackle run, and this gets taken down at the 9-yard line. Loss of 1 there, even with the cut move, even with the green space. Can't even bring it up to the line of scrimmage. We're going to see 2nd and goal here from their 9. I mean, they have a lot of options here. They can keep the clock moving and just keep bleeding out the clock. They can put the ball in the air. I mean, they can just score. Let's see what they do. All right, and it's the RPO look. Hits the running back on the swing route, and they get blown up in their backfield again. So we've seen it from both teams. We saw it from Western Carolina last drive. Started on 1st and 7. Now they looked at 3rd and 9. UCO started at 1st and 8. Now they're looking at 3rd and 10. Of course, all being goal, of course. Still, no team has been able just to keep the ball in front of the sticks once we get to the goal line area. Is that going to be a normal thing with these rosters? Is that just an offensive scheme issue? We'll see more as this season unfolds. However, it is going to be an incomplete pass. Weasley is, as Weasley does, throws an incomplete pass in the fourth quarter, and Western Carolina is going to have a chance to tie this game up. And the field goal is good by a hair. I thought that UCO was going to be a little wide left there. They just kept it to inside, but they were able to get a lucky little blow of wind there and push them into the uprights. All right. Western Carolina brings it up to the 18-yard line. They're in the driver's seat at this point to give themselves a tie, bring this game into overtime. I mean, it's up to them. You don't always get your shot with down one possession in the fourth. They have their shot right now. If they throw this drive away, you can almost guarantee a UCO victory at this point. But let's see what we see from them. I mean, last drive they brought the ball down to inside the Broncho 10. We just need to see what Western Carolina can do. When you start the drive off with a delay of game penalty like we just saw, that's usually not a good start. They're now working against themselves, and we are going to see the quarterback wrap play here and just, a broken tackle, but it just stays at the line of scrimmage, gain of 1 yard. Like, it's doesn't do much for them. And I'm not even going to say that they're working against the clock fully. I mean, at this point, the UCO or Western Carolina is working against themselves. And you can't even blame the coaches for that. At some point, it is a player thing. However, a lot of tackles broken on this flat route here. The tight end running a damn tough play there. And Judy is going to keep the ball moving. Seen two quarterbacks tonight from Western Carolina. I don't know if after tonight, if you move forward with Judy as your main option or even as an option, but we'll see what Western Carolina chooses. It's going to be the split offset look, open side on the weak side, and he's just going to run it up the middle, and he's going to bring it up for a first down on the 34-yard line. 4 minutes, 17 seconds left on the clock. Western Carolina is running the hurry up. I almost want to say UCO every time I say Western Carolina. Just not used to the Western Carolina yet in the RFCL sphere. As y'all are familiar with the RFCL, this is one of our newer featured teams in the RFCL, as UCO has been a staple. Anyway, handoff off the middle, and it's going to be a basic first down, 10-yard carry. Patrick Boyd Jr. keeping the ball moving whenever it's the most important for Western Carolina. However, a lot of time taken off the clock between those two plays. You don't always want to take 30 seconds just to get an inside zone runoff. However, Western Carolina is in this game, and who are we to judge? I mean, yeah, we're looking at 50 seconds between start of last play and this play. That's not what you want. Or not start of last play, but regardless. I mean, we were at 4:17 last first and 10, and 2 plays later we're at 3:13. The clock management's starting to get a little bit questionable here by Western Carolina. They're still not on the Broncos side of the field, and they're just bleeding this clock to dry. Empty look here. Are we going to see the quarterback blast? We do not. It's going to be up the middle, and he does complete it. He gets it to the Broncos side of the field. 1st and 10 on the 39. 2 minutes left in regulation. Western Carolina down by 8. Those in chat, let us know who y'all think's going to win. Do y'all think Western Carolina's going to do this? And it's a pitch to the outside. He's going to bring it up. And it does not go out of bounds. It does not go past the sticks. It is 2nd and 4 with 2:20 left on the play clock once we get to the line here. Actually, 2:13 left. Even more time running down for Western Carolina. We're going to bring the tight end in motion. Are we going to see the inside zone? And we do see the inside zone. Pops it outside. Brings it upfield. He brings it to the 10. I don't know if we're going to see 1st and goal from that. Yep, oh, we're at 1st and goal right on the 10-yard line. Western Carolina has 4 plays to score. You can save your timeouts to be safe. You just need to get the ball in the end zone. And that needs to be your only focus. And we're going to pass it to the wing on the outside. Gets blown up there. Yeah, Barack, Western Carolina, like, they have moved the ball a lot tonight. Like, it's not been an issue of moving the ball. It's been an issue of just drive stalling out for them. We're into pistol strong look here. 2nd and goal from the 10. Sending the wide receiver in motion. Looking like man coverage from the defense. And he's going to bring it. Oh, my goodness. They would have been looking at 3rd and goal at the 1 or 2 if he completed that. But the ball does get overthrown and to the left. I mean, just a complete blunder there on offense. Can't have that happening at this point of the game. You would think that his last name was Weasley with that throw. Anyway, we're going to see the 4-man front from UCO here. Let's see how this drive ends out. We have a couple guys open here. He completes it, and it's a touchdown. Western Carolina scores. That's the first part of this. We still need to see the 2. However, this is a completely different ball game now. What do you run here? In the RFCL, with these rosters that we have, what do you guys run in this type of situation? I mean, you got RPOs, you have screens. Seems like it's going to be a pressed man on the outside in the I-Form Pro, and it's going to be a fake counter. Throw to the running back. Western Carolina ties it up. Are we going to overtime, ladies and gentlemen? Drags our inside zone. Pretty smart choice, Parag. You can't argue with that in that scenario. UCO's bringing it up, and it gets taken down at the 13. It's times like this where the most unexpected RFCL moments happen. And it's going to be a running back toss. He gets taken out in the backfield. Does Western Carolina start calling timeouts? If you're Western Carolina, do you start calling timeouts? Do you wait and see how next play occurs? This might be an opportunity now for Western Carolina to potentially take this game in regulation if we don't see UCO get this first down on this next couple plays. But also, they did save their timeouts, so what are they going to do with them? Looking at the split back look here. It's the off tackle run. He brings it upfield. He's going to go. He brings it up to the 30, breaks the tackle, brings it to the 35. 32 seconds left on the clock. Is UCO going to get aggressive? Are they going to go for the regulation win? We see hurry up offense here. Another split back look. They're not breaking formation. They're just running it off tackle again, and he does get taken out in his backfield. 24 seconds left on the clock. Definitely some exciting RFCL action to start off this jam-packed Tuesday night and jam-packed week of RFCL action here. Later tonight, we got a couple more exciting games. We have Kentucky State with more of that Liam Case offense. A lot of talk this offseason about his air raid attack. But anyway, we have a fumble here. Enough with the next game preview. We bring it down to the 40. saved a broken play, could have been absolutely disastrous for UCO. They almost put themselves right on a singular highway to the danger zone. Had to throw that in there once this game. And it's going to be an empty look. Is Weasley going to have a Weasley moment here? And he does bring it past the first down line. We are at the 47. We have 11 seconds left. UCO can get themselves in kicking range. We see another empty look. Might see some aggressiveness out of UCO in this play call. Let's see where they go with this. And they bring it to a crosser route. They bring it to their own 36. And this game's coming down to a kicker. Plain and simple. All right, UCO's lining up the kick. Western Carolina's not okay. They do use a timeout in this situation. They try to ice the kicker. They're gonna apply a little pressure. This is a pretty big play here. I mean, we haven't seen a RFCL kick from this far for a game winner yet. Can they pull it off? Are we gonna see overtime action tonight? He kicks it off. He kicks it. It is under. He underkicked it. We are going to overtime. We are also jumping over to the UCO coaching staff right now. Guys.
Fuck.
Guys. We were so
Hello.
close. Y'all showed a lot there in the second half. Y'all showed how to start a second half out strong, and y'all also showed how to keep surviving with your lead, which is essentially what y'all had to do towards the end of this game. Definitely unfortunate there, as I think me and everybody in the chat would have loved to see a walk-off field goal here. I would have loved to scream bang at my top of my lungs, but that opportunity was taken. We're walking into overtime now. Definitely seeing a lot of momentum from Western Carolina, especially on the offensive side of the ball. How do y'all take this momentum back on the road?
Well, we got to score here. We
Yeah.
can't. It's got to be a touchdown too, with how they've just moved the ball. That's pretty simple. We can't go into the next overtime period with anything but a touchdown.
I think that's completely fair. Wad, how are you going to ensure your offense gets in the end zone? I mean, what are we going to see different here?
Just gonna call the best plays. You know, if it's on the run, we may just have to, just see if we can get a little bit of a pass going here.
Well, let's see what we can get going. Best of luck to you guys. Let's put on an entertaining show for the fans.
Yep, yeah.
All right. Definitely a hell of a way to put that game together, guys. I mean, we were definitely worried. We thought that UCA or UCO was going to just run away with the lead, and y'all gave yourselves the spot now to be in overtime and win this game. How are y'all feeling right now? How are y'all going to stay ahead of this momentum and not let this excitement get the best of you and send your home fans happy home?
Matters go out there and get the win. Sorry, I was reading something.
All right. So that play there, you definitely get lucky sometimes, and you definitely use your strategies to the best of your advantage. Guys, I wish the best of luck to you guys for this overtime period. Y'all have earned the opportunity to win this game. Do the most with it. Good luck.
Appreciate it.
Of course. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have overtime action here in the RFCL. We don't get this every single day. Just enjoy this. We have two pretty storied teams here with Western Carolina and with UCO. We're going to have a great ending to this game. And yeah, let me get popped on over to the end of this game for you guys. And it's going to be a UCO ball to start this off. We're going to see the split backs look from them. And it's going to hit the curl route. Dinks it back to his line of scrimmage almost for a 2nd and 8. Had a good 5 yards there and just ran with the ball upfield. Sometimes you just need to go down or just take the ball upfield. Not do that especially if you're a tight end. Just can't have that. Anyway, we're into I formation here. 2nd and 8 on this overtime period, on the first leg of overtime. And we're going to see Weasley go back, and he just gets demolished in the backfield. It's 3rd and 14. Not the way you want to start your overtime period if you're UCO. Obviously, a lot of momentum is just being carried over to this Western Carolina side, and they haven't gotten on top of it. Let's see if they can silence all this excitement or if they can give Western Carolina a pretty good opportunity to win this game. We're going to see a lot of that on this play. And it's a touchdown! Good Lord! I mean, every time for both teams, every time that you thought that they're going to easily score, every time you thought that they were done, it's the opposite. UCL just scores a touchdown out of desperation. They put themselves back in this lead. Western Carolina has to score. Now, they do have enough momentum to put them in the end zone. They got the same tools on offense as the UCO does. It's just, what are they going to do with them? How are they going to get them in the end zone? We see the I form tight coming out here to start the half off. And it's just going to be bounced outside. However, big block by the fullback, and that's going to be a first down. Offensive action picking up big time here in overtime. Western Carolina still has some momentum. How much of it can they carry into the end zone here if it can bring them there? And we have 69 on motion there. What the hell? Do they have a lineman at wideout on that formation? What did I just see? Why did I just see a lineman number on motion? And very interesting play call by Western Carolina. The avant-garde style there just doesn't do it for them. I love unconventional play calls. However, I don't know if that was the right time for one. It's 2nd and 9, and the screen pass is going to get blown up before it can even get there as well. It's 3rd and 9. 3rd down was the charm for UCO on their first overtime drive. Is it enough for Western Carolina? They are at 3rd and 9 on their own 13 or at the UCO 13. It's not an unscorable position that they're in. And if you want to call the split backs all reliable for Wad, then you got to call the empty all reliable for Jason over here. As we see a quarterback blast, is it going to be enough to go? And it is 4th and 1. Are they going to challenge that? Are they going to challenge the spot of the ball right there? He looked like he had the ball in front of the sticks to me. That looks like a first down to me, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. They're not going to call the challenge. They're going to play it out. Oh my God, the reverse goes right into the end zone. What a play call. The goal line reverse, always one that gives you some side eyes from the traditionalist. However, it works. You're Western Carolina. Are you going for the win here? They are. They have the momentum, and they say the momentum is enough to give us the win now. We don't need this momentum in this other periods. We need it, and we're cashing it all in now. This is ball game right here. And it's a pass. He's going to take it up. Is he going to take it up? And he gets sacked. He gets sacked on the rollout instead of just walking in the end zone for the simple touchdown. Short overtime period. However, it is over. It is a UCO victory tonight. We're jumping in with the UCO coaching staff right now.
Let's fucking go.
Guys.
Yes! Oh, Beaver.
So definitely a hell of a game, for sure. Saw a lot of heartbreaks. Saw a lot of big plays on both sides of the ball tonight. I mean, what do y'all take from this game? You are 2-0 to start the season.
I mean, it's hard to win on the road in this league. I think it's kind of been shown with just the environments that are in this. I don't know. Just the poise. I mean, offense kind of struggled. The defense bailed us out in the first half. Second half, kind of the same story. Just I don't know. I'm just proud of the way that we fought. I mean, Fred Weasley, take a bow. Overtime, we've been shitting out of the whole game about being horrible, and then he steps up and throws a dime. So
I mean,
really couldn't ask for. Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. I know. I mean, you definitely shut me up. You definitely know my personal feelings with the Weasley quarterbacks, and I was definitely finding any opportunity I could to say something like a Weasley is, like Weasley does when he had a shitty play. But he really did pull out the win for you guys. Going forward, I mean, are y'all gonna use that clutch play and that showing of him in overtime? Is that something you're gonna build your offense around, or is that something that you can just rely on in the late game?
I don't think it's something we can rely on. We had a couple of misses. We should have really put the game away when we kicked a field goal, make it 24-16. We kind of got cute with our play calling, I guess. We were running the ball really well, and I'm not saying anything about Watt here. We were both trying because we knew they were going to adjust the run, and just the plays didn't work out. So overall, I mean, we didn't run the ball great last week against North Dakota and Gage. This week we did. So I think it's a good sign that we have the ability to do both whenever we need it. That's kind of what we take away from it.
All right, well, gentlemen, congrats on being 2-0 to start the season. Y'all are playing some great football right now. Let's see if this carries on to next week.
Appreciate it.
Of course.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Definitely a heartbreaking time, you don't want to have a overtime loss where you lose on the goal line on the 2-point conversion. Definitely some questions around that play call. And I'm just going to ask it directly. Seems like you had a lot of momentum even in overtime. It was one explosive play by UCO that kept them in it. What was the decision to just go for it there? I really felt like y'all had the momentum to keep it going and win in the next overtime period.
Nah, it was the right call. It was the right call. Run the same play that we got the 2-point conversion with earlier, and he's open. He's got to walk on in, but that's just the game thing. The game doesn't tell him just walk on in, but it's the right call. I second overtime with him, and I honestly, if the DB gets there on the blitz, they don't score, and they set it for the field goal. So it's a whole different situation either way. So it's a good call. It falls on me. I made a good call. Cappy had a good idea at the end of the round on the fourth down. And it falls on me for saying that call. But hey, Judy's got to run in. Man, you got to the 1 yard line. You can't just stand there.
And Cappy, I guess that goes to you. So that fourth down there in that overtime, definitely a lot of drama there. That third down quarterback run, you thought that gives you the first down. I thought you were going to call the challenge there. And then you get the reverse on 4th and inches to get you in the end zone. Just to kind of walk us through your thought process on that play to kick it or go for it as well. I just want to hear your thought process on that too.
Yeah, let's reverse real fast because Fred Weasley here or his dirty brother George. He should have been sacked wholeheartedly. I called the right blitz. I sent in a dime back to go and destroy him and take his whole livelihood and his bloodline out. And he decides to whiff on the sack. So mark my words, I will never call a defensive back blitz again. But regardless, we're talking about offense here. I would no, that was something Jason was in my ear about though. In the sense of, maybe he does get it, but I don't want to sit there and risk having to waste a timeout. That's the one thing that keeps me hesitant about calling challenges, because sometimes, and we've seen it on the old game where it is clearly like a first down, or it's clearly like feet are in bounds, and the game's like, yeah, you know what, you go fuck yourself. So, I didn't want to risk it there in crunch time, especially in overtime in the sense. So, we knew that, well, let's go to heavy set here, show up for the run here. And, just so happens, just thought, I'm just like, let's run the end around. I mean, it's crunch time. Let's run a big play. Let's run something that's unexpected. And we ran it last week and didn't get nothing out of it. So, but it's a game where what do you have to lose? It's 4th and 1. We get it here. We'll keep going. Or if now we score, then we're fine. But it just turns back to the fact that we go ahead and get the end around reverse in. And like Jason said, quarterback's got to walk into the end zone there. So, it's been 2 back-to-back, it's been back-to-back weeks where we go ahead and have the game in our hands and, just does not, fall the way we want to. So it is what it is. Regardless, it was a fantastic game on both ends there. It's been the funnest one so far this RFCL season.
Well, guys, sometimes it is all about having fun. Glad we were able to all have it together. Hell of a game tonight. Y'all put on a great show for everyone.
Appreciate that.
Of course. All right. So just to wrap up tonight's game, we do have Lake Erie and Lenore Rhine going on at the RFCL Twitch, and we also have North Dakota State versus Kentucky State going on the YouTube channel here. I'm stepping out of the broadcast booth for tonight. I hope everybody enjoyed tonight's game. I know that I did. Oh, and one more thing, Pars still has no ring.